500-watt motor fast or slow? Let's see if we can find out the top speed.
And I'm still just building up here, but if I switch it up to 5, that is where I feel the motor really kick in. Like the motor will really just do its thing. I'm picking up this video from the last time, and I really wasn't happy with a lot of things, the way the video came out, to be honest with you. The audio was horrible, even the video angle. I'm double checking it now, just trying to make sure that it's a good angle. There's a whole segment that the angle was too high. It didn't capture me taking on these stairs right here. I like it. And I'm working with the audio, and the thing is that this lavalier mic is wired, and that's one of the big drawbacks on this. So what I'm going to do is hit a little straightaway, and I want to do a top speed on this bike using just the throttle. Keeping in mind I am 6'3", about 235 pounds, and this is only a 500-watt motor. So kicking it up to pedal assist 5, and here we go. It's kind of windy, throttle only. Right now I'm at 21.8, 22, 22 and a half. GPS is showing 21. And if I wanted to pedal, I'm in 6, top gear. It gets me to 20. The onboard computer is showing 23 and a half. GPS 22. Funny thing is, once it reaches the bike's top speed that it's programmed to go, the motor will kick off. So it won't make me go any faster. The only thing adding to the speed is when I pedal. Onboard is showing about 23 miles per hour, which isn't too bad. I just didn't want to waste a lot of time on today's video. The last one was a lot longer than I wanted it to be, and yeah, I just wanted to get a good top speed. I'm trying to redeem myself for the camera angle that, unfortunately you don't really know how the video is going to turn out until it's already been recorded, or at least you think it's recorded. And I got a lot of things to share about my frustrations, with this experience so far. Not frustrations where I don't want to do it. I actually enjoy this type of vlogging. However, I'm gonna take this bike on some grass just to get a little bit of off-road feeling. But I just okay. Yeah, these tires are good for the off-road. I mean, this isn't anything extreme, but it just shows. I'm testing out the overall ride. I mean, I have the forks locked, so it is a more of a rigid setup. I don't have a rear suspension, so I don't have that cloud ride. But I'm just trying out the different settings here, and so far it's pretty good. I'm enjoying this. Very easy off-road. I'm still in pedal assist 1, so I'm getting the very minimum help from the motor, if anything. Cruising at about 8-9 miles per hour. But the frustrating thing with this camera in particular, I'm using the Akaso Brave 7, and the issue is that it is wired. It has to be wired to the camera, which limits placement as well as, there's a lot of limits. Like just now, one of the frustrations was thinking I'm recording, and I'm using this remote here, and that's one indicator to show that, okay, the camera's running, chase some birds. But I thought I was recording, and I was, starting my little talk and vlog and everything, and then all of a sudden, I look, and it's not recording. Nothing happened. It basically had an error saying to please insert SD card. So the port, the Type-C port that's for the wired mic is right over the SD card. So I think while I was trying to insert it, it probably ejected the SD card out of the micro SD out of the camera without me realizing it. So, that just caused another drawback. But anyway, that's just some of the initial issues with this wired setup, having to hook up. I'll even show you this wire right here. It's just kind of out tucked away to the back, but nothing crazy. All right, now, okay, let's get the ball rolling first as we continue on with our journey. I just want to get back into this ride. So for me personally, I enjoy riding this bike. I really do. It's got, it's got the ability to go faster when needed. It's got the ability to let you get your exercise in as you need it. It's got the extra help of a motor, in case you have hills. And I don't know, I feel like it allows people to go further than they normally would on a regular bike. You get to see more, explore more. Even people with maybe some physical limitations, if you have knee problems or, anything, this gives you an option to still be able to get out and explore the great outdoors and not rely completely on, physical ability. Now again, this is coming from a person like me who's a traditional mountain bike person, who sees the value in riding a bike how it's meant to be ridden, and I don't believe like people should, use a bike like an e-bike exclusively, because you're not going to get exercise. And then, the ones that don't have pedals, if that battery dies, then what? You're stuck. You're walking that heavy beast of a bike or a motorcycle home, versus if this battery dies, hey, I still have pedals. I'll still be able to get it home. But, this style of vlogging, to be honest with you, I like it too. And the one thing I was going to share a little earlier, and I'm probably just going to mention it now a little bit anyway, is that there's a couple of different companies who I've been in talks with to review some bikes that aren't even released yet. So that's kind of a big deal for me. And that makes it very interesting because I'm not an e-bike channel per se, but I like to review things. You guys have seen some of the reviews I've done already on my own. Like I purchased everything on my own, which was like the Akaso Brave 4 and then the Akaso Brave 7 cameras, the one that I'm using currently to film this video. I'm trying out the audio, and I really wasn't happy, like I mentioned earlier, how the audio came out with that first video. It was very windy, but I didn't expect the audio to completely disappear, whenever facing the wind, but that's what ended up happening. So the thing about camera equipment is it's real tricky, and I do have another action camera that I'm going to probably be using as my primary. I do have one coming in, and that is supposed to come in later this week. So I'm pretty pumped about that. I might have mentioned it in like a past video. It's the DJI Action Osmo, I think it's like the Action 3. It's not the new one, it's not the 4. So this is a place where, it's wide open, and I just want to see what this bike can do. So I kick it up to pedal assist 5, and I'm already at over 20 miles per hour. I'm already at like 21, 22 miles per hour. I'm not even trying. I'm not using the throttle. This is just me pedaling with the pedal assist. If I stop pedaling, let's see what happens. So I'm not pedaling anymore. I'm still at 20. So it'll gradually go down. If I just not pedal and just go throttle, it'll kind of pick up where I left off. It'll take me up to maybe around 20 miles per hour. I don't know if that's the cutoff. Passing on your left. Thank you. It's so important to maintain a good relationship with people because what I'm also learning is that e-bikes are establishing a negative reputation with regular bike riders, with people who jog and people who use, bike paths or trails or whatever it is. It's already developing a negative reputation. So I'm just trying to do my part and break some of that, negativity that are geared towards e-bikes. So in Pedal Assist 5, what I'm finding out is that this bike is wanting to go. So it might not be a good idea to just keep it in 5 until you are ready to go. So I'm in 4 now, and I'm still just building up here. But if I switch it up to 5, that is where I feel the motor really kick in. Like the motor will really just do its thing. It won't let you say no to it. And I'm enjoying this. Like, this is therapy for me. I don't know why. I don't want it to be boring. I don't want it to be, prolonged. But for some reason, this is actually very fun for me. I'm getting some natural sunlight. I'm getting a little bit of exercise. Not as much if I decide to use a lot of the pedal assist. And I find myself leaning down to talk because I tried to raise the mic from the last time. Again, I'm really hoping that the audio comes through this time, and there have been a lot of negative reviews about the Akaso's inability to use any type of a wireless system, and it only can use like the Akaso brand mic. So that's a huge limiting factor in this case for this system. It's a great camera though. I mean, I can't complain about the camera recording ability, but it's just the audio. And these types of videos, it's different when you're recording inside of a car. You have control of the acoustics. Even if a car like that or a truck like that drives by, it doesn't affect your audio very much. Your windows are up, you control the audio. But outside, I mean, all the ambient noises that you recognize as you're trying to do some type of a vlog like this, it's noticeable. I was about to record earlier, but I chose not to because there was a bunch of landscape people working on the side, cutting their grass with their lawnmowers and weed whackers and blowers, and I just thought, well, can't do that. So those are the types of things that you take into account, when filming these types of videos. And I don't know, I've kind of liked watching some videos that are done good, the better quality ones where it doesn't sound like someone's just rambling along about anything and everything, because let's be honest, guys, not everyone's going to be interested in us. I mean, as in our lives and everything else, but I don't know, I just kind of like this ability to just get out, explore things, get some exercise, see different places. If it's windy, you're not held back. Going off-roading, ooh. What do you guys think about this place right here for a thumbnail spot? For future bike reviews. Is this a good thumbnail spot? Well, we're about to find out. This is some real thick grass right here, but it's hard to get on from a standstill, unless you use a little bit of throttle. Even on Pedal Assist 2, it was kind of stalling, but that's just how thick the grass is. So anyway, I have been watching some bike reviews, e-bike reviews, trying to figure out what people do. What do you folks do? Those of you watching this video that have done these types of videos before, what is your vlogging setup? Go ahead and leave a comment below, what kind of camera you use. I do have the DJI Mic 2, wireless mics, so I'm looking forward to using them. I cannot use them with this Akaso Brave 7 camera, like I mentioned before, because they basically discriminate. And based on that one test that I did, you can check out that video where I tried to see if the Akaso would work with other wireless mics, and it didn't. And then I tried to see if this Type-C a USB Akaso mic would work with like my cell phone, and it didn't. It basically only works with the Akaso brand product. So that was something that I found. But anyway, we're just going to continue our journey. Once again, I'm not sure how the wind quality is or the audio, but I'm just gonna have to continue this ride. I'm committed to it, and I'm just sharing my thoughts with you as I go along. I wanted to do a top speed test, which I did. So this just kind of shows you that a 500-watt motor with someone like me, who's probably somewhere between 230 and 240, will still get you up to over 20 miles per hour. I mean, we're looking at, for me, it was like between 22 and 23 miles per hour. So if that's a range that you're considering, you may not need to spend thousands of dollars on a very powerful bike. If this is the style of riding that you're going to be doing, a 500-watt motor is plenty powerful. Just for cruising, you know, around the city, around like these types of streets and sidewalks and whatnot, residential areas. You're not going to keep up with traffic, obviously, but you know, it's a good option anyway. So what I was trying to say before I entered into that wind funnel there, apologize for all of that, is this is a good option for a lot of people. It's a big bike, it's heavy, it's high, so you know, for shorter riders, you might have an issue like swinging your leg over. Like I showed you the measurements in my last video, the base seat height is about 33 inches from the ground. My height went up to like 39 inches just because I'm 6'3". But again, I wanted to kind of get an idea of how fast this bike could go with me, you know, being as heavy as I am. And if you're lighter than me, you know, if you're one of those who are like 150, 180, you could probably get up to 25 miles an hour in top speed. So I just want to give you an idea. In this case, I'm considering myself a worst case scenario in weight, but I wanted to get back real quick to the type of equipment that you all use for those of you that do record. It doesn't have to be bike reviews. I mean, what's your favorite go-to camera to record? Leave a comment below. Is it like a regular camera, like a Sony or something, or a digital camera or an action camera, or do you just kind of go to your cell phone? For my first like 5 or 6 years doing YouTube videos, even though I had bought some camera equipment, I never used it. To me, it was just too inconvenient to have to go back and forth with cameras, and I found this editing app on my phone, so I just did everything on my phone, and quality was horrible a lot of times, you know, trying to do install videos with one hand while recording with the other hand. I wouldn't recommend that at all, but you know what, like I said, this is just something I enjoy doing, you know, this is just for me. Alright guys, so I made it home. Today was a nice ride. Like I said, there's some quirks and things in the videos that I already saw just from a quick preview, like one of the later segments I saw, like the wire from the microphone was getting into the camera lens, you know, things like that that could be avoided if I had a wireless mic, right, which I do. So once I get that DJI camera, I'll be able to use the DJI mic 2, you know, the wireless mics, and so, but again, these are some of the growing pains, you know. All I was trying to do was redeem myself from the last video. The audio was horrible. I had to delete around 5 or 6 minutes just because it wasn't great. I mean, and even the parts that I put out there still wasn't great, but it was like the better of everything, you know. And so I did feel a little defeated. And so if you did watch that video, just understand that I didn't feel good about it, but it was like my first vlog on a bike, you know, so there's a lot of things to consider. And, you know, I just want you to understand that as I was emphasizing, you know, first vlog, like that's what I was saying, was hoping that I'd get some grace. And, you know, I'm enjoying the process, though. I'm fully aware that these are some growing pains. So if you have any pointers or any tips to help me to make some better videos, because I actually have a lot more videos coming, I just want to make sure they're good videos. Leave them in the comments below. And if you're interested in you know, doing any type of collaboration or whatever, if you're someone who has like bike parts that you want to review, my videos aren't always going to be like this. They'll get better. They'll get better. Take a chance on me. It's okay. But anyway, I do thank you all for watching this video. This is Ryan from Riding in Style.
You